Well, I'm going to interrupt your study time now. You've had a chance to work in the text yourself, use some tools on that. The next step is to talk about the text with someone else. Now you're at your small tables and that becomes your small group. There's nobody there who's appointed leader. No one is in charge. It's just you all share together. Share your observations, ask your questions, look at the text, hold each other accountable to the text as you discuss. So just go to it for a while. And 15, 20 minutes we'll break, take a break, and then we'll come back and I'll talk about it together. Okay.
Were questioning Jesus and about ready to kill him. They had murder in their hearts. When he asked them which is better to do on the Sabbath, to save life or to kill, they were silent. It's the exact same words, but they were silent.
And now all of a sudden,
just a little reflection on what's in the hearts of the. It seems, I don't know, that's what I was thinking, because there's such a strong parallel being drawn there between the disciples and the Pharisees.
Is there any other words right in that context that would relate to that concept then?
Hardening of heart.
Hardening of heart.
Hardening of heart.
That being afraid to ask him.
Yes, the fear.
Okay.
And the not understanding.
Not understanding.
Just like the loaves when they didn't understand what had happened at the feeding. So,
well,
yeah.
I think
So see, when you find one word and focus on it, then you suddenly find there's a cluster of words there that lends support to the interpretation you're working with. We talk about principles of understanding, of interpretation of the text. One principle that I believe is we study it in community. The meaning of the text becomes plain in a community of people who are committed to that text and work at it together.
How to avoid fire.
Why then does he stick this?
Because they say the salt is good, but the fire is hell. They're kind of like saying.
And the salt is fire. Or it's not salt. It says be salted, as in sprinkled with fire.
before we jump to the salt, then we better figure out
Yeah, let's figure out
what section is, because I don't know. My biggest question is, why does all this causing these little ones to lead me to sin, and all this about causing to sin? I feel like, all right, why is the subject being drastically changed again here, or is it being changed? How does this? I mean, why does this subject even come up?
I don't think it's been changed.
Not only that,
Because I was trying to connect the fours. Do not forbid for no one who does mighty work in my name will be able to sing after to speak evil of me. And then there's a for. He that is not against us is for us. And then there's another for. How can someone be, I was wondering if are those fours that one sentence explains the other, or are they something different?
He didn't hear a word you just said about it.
Well, I'm going to interrupt. As I went around and listened in on some of your conversations, you weren't all talking about the same thing, although after a while you all sort of get around to the same topics. But that's the point, is that in the small groups is you can really interact and follow through, and you realize how much more you learn by listening to others and seeing the various sides and putting it together. Now, what we're going to do is take a break, but then when we come back, the idea is we want to pick up with your questions, your observations, and work at it together and go through it again. What we're really doing, see, is going through the same text three times in three ways, individually, in a small group, in a larger group. And each time we do that, there's something new that'll come, it's a new insight, and reinforces what we've already learned. Or we get a chance to try out what we think we've learned, and maybe it's wrong, who knows. Well, let's take our break. Okay.
I'll show you how some of the other manuscripts look. So you have to look up to see how people.
There was some guy in a bit more
But what he does, like he'll have all the Old Testament passages in brown, and he'll circle them, and then he'll draw a line that will connect with his next paper, and you'll just see this path. So so if you want to, you can spread them out, and you can see now what Old Testament references does Mark seem to be using